Now
Now
both and
both.
sounds good. Awesome. Oh, thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Yeah, killing it. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, so we were just talking about, and so I guess they didn't hear that, Nate.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I'll start over. I was rambling a bit, anyways. So
No.
I think
SoundCloud,
that
SoundCloud at Proto, and if they're at Proto Pilled, you're going to talk about at Proto. If they're not, you're going to give the short spiel.
yeah,
Which I
pretty
saw
much.
your Sora video was the one of the best things ever of you of the AI version of you giving the speech that I have given normal people about how great at Proto is. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because it's like they look at you like you have two heads, and it's like, why do you care about this stuff? And it's definitely like I don't know if you've ever seen Silicon Valley, where
yeah,
you have like Richard in the room trying to explain like the decentralized web and like all the data stored on everyone's phone, and after 3 hours and many pizzas, like all the people in the room are like, oh, I get it, like that's awesome, and
yeah,
that's sort of how it feels sometimes. Which I think like that's one thing that if things go well, people will like grow beyond. Like you'll just be able to
mhm,
show someone, whatever Facebook Marketplace on App Proto looks like, and they'll be like, "Oh wow, this is great."
yeah, yeah,
And it won't depend on some high-minded or
yeah,
complicated academic explanation of a protocol. It'll just be like, "Hey, like, do you like to not use all these different passwords
yeah,
for logging in places,
yeah.
or like you just use the same login everywhere?" And like, if you really care about this, like, you can host all your
So
data in the same place. So
and
I just think,
I think we are speaking to the app proto pilled here. That's like the intended audience. So I was wondering if where is it? I had it I had it here. Where's the this and you made this as well. Like it was so fun. I cyber stalking you a little bit for this interview because you're prolific. And so you made this which lets me see all my apps and here is my player FM stuff and my tracks. Can you talk about the decisions you made around hosting? Because I noticed that you're not doing it. So naively, I just sent Claude. I just do experiments. So I had Claude. I was like, can I write a track like just raw? And I can't on Player FM because you are hosting things. Is R2 what's the Cloudflare?
yeah.
Yeah.
So by default, it I will put a link to an R2 blob
Yeah.
in the record that goes to your PDS, but there's a feature flag which I've turned on for some folks where you can store the audio directly on your PDS as a blob.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
so that enables like the full, you know, like actual credible exit thing if there were enough people using Player FM for it to matter.
Yeah.
But that's like the end goal. There's a lot of discussion about you like storing large media on PDS, which I think
Hmm.
Eli from Streamplace just wrote something that's related to that.
Yeah.
Because like he's solving like the most general and difficult form for video of these problems, and then other folks who are dealing with audio will be able to benefit from that. So there's still some stuff to figure out for sure, but like the easiest thing to get started was just like put the audio in public blob and then
Hmm.
point to that from the PDS or the records you store in the PDS.
It's interesting when you hit that friction of like yeah, like what's easier to start versus what's the like most at protean kind of approach. Yeah. How do you feel? Can I ask? So recently I used Skyboard, which is a Kanban on App Proto, and that developer built CLI. So I was able to like integrate my Claude workflow and have Claude like really meaningfully use your thing. Have you built anything? Are you thinking about like like one that comes to mind for me, and I don't know the dev, but like smoke signal. It would be cool to be able to just tell Claude to spin up a draft of a smoke signal event or something. So are you thinking at all about anything like that?
Yeah. So a couple of things. Nick
Yeah.
Jarekines does have an MCP
Oh,
for
okay.
smoke signal. I
Ooh.
haven't used it yet. I actually I have a different MCP which just basically is like PDSLS
Yeah.
but only as a CLI. Um,
Oh.
so I just tell Claude to put records in my PDS, and that can be like a blue sky post, it can be smoke signal, it can be literally anything you might store in your PDS. And if there's no funny business going on in the app view that makes it behave differently, like
Yeah.
uh, between going through the blessed paths through like the UI versus just putting a record on the PDS, then
Yeah.
you can just ask Claude to put stuff
Oh,
on your
cool. And
PDS.
you're doing that. Oh,
Yeah,
have you made it public or is it just something you do?
yeah. So I'll put it. It's
Yeah, put it in the chat. That's no, don't mind that.
that's on GitHub.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, cool.
so I expose it as a CLI, as an SDK, or an MCP. In my day job, I work at a company called Prefect, where
Yeah.
we host. We have a library called FastMCP, which is basically like for any Python people, it's like basically Fast API, but only for MCPs.
I've heard of
And
Fast MCP. Yeah. Oh, that's oh cool. Oh, that's really cool. I
yeah,
think I
so I was
used Fast MCP like early when MCP was early. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I use that. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, Anthropic like pulled our early version of the SDK into their actual SDK, I think January 2025 or so. And since then, they've been understandably a little bit slow at keeping up with the spec in their
Yeah.
SDKs. So we've continued to like maintain like FastMCP as its own thing.
Yeah. That's a good segue. When I was doing research, you have touched a number of technologies that I have not taken the plunge on, but I've heard good things about. So I'm going to list a few of them, and you can and pick one. And if you want, you can try to like sell me on it or like say why it's awesome. Hopefully, these are all things you like. They're all
Sure.
so Pydantic, UV, Svelte, and using Hetzner for hosting.
Nice. Okay, I'll go with I've dabbled in Svelte and I've
Yeah.
dabbled in Hetzner, so I
Yeah.
probably am more qualified to speak on the first two.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I work with the team at Pydantic quite a lot for different things. I'm good friends with a lot of the engineers who work on their Otel hosted SaaS product thing.
Hmm.
Um, and Pydantic is just, if you're familiar with Zod in TypeScript or like any, I think that's the best analog, but it's basically just like um, bringing strong types to places that might not have them. So it's like in
Yeah.
Python, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Types are bolted onto the language,
That was my
and
kind of TLDR of Pydantic. It's like, oh, it's types for Python, but it's more than that. It's right?
yeah. So I think the most interesting case for Pydantic came out probably a couple years ago now when people started talking about structured outputs for
Hmm.
LLMs. So it's like if you have a transcript of this call that we're having and it's back and forth unstructured text, like you might define like an action item struct or a
Yeah.
model in Pydantic and then say like cast this unstructured transcript into a list of action item objects which
Yeah.
conform to that schema.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. Yeah.
like Pydantic is just sort of like the DSL that allows you to like not have to write the words like please give me JSON in this format, it's a matter of
Yeah.
human life and
Yeah.
death, like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
all that
Oh,
stuff you saw
okay.
people writing.
Okay. So it goes deeper into that. That's interesting. Cool. Um, and we have 7 minutes until lightning round. For anyone watching at 6:20, we're going to go to the fun lightning round. So um, can I ask? Well, just because I'm curious and because it's relevant to at Proto, even though you're new to it, Hetzner. You say you're new to it, but what were you using before, and what does it get you? And like, are you able to is it everything for you and what and like what if like because for me I learned AWS at work, so when I started messing around with app proto I was doing everything on AWS. I was like vibe deploying, and then my bills got big, and then I went to Cloudflare, and Cloudflare does everything I need and has not charged me yet. So what are your approaches to that sort of stuff? And
Sure.
yeah.
So I guess I came from a world of like I came to the cloud world through like containerization and like
Yeah.
Kubernetes and stuff like this by doing like orchestration stuff in my day job. And then, I used like Fly.io and
Yeah.
Vercel and these types of
Yeah.
things for like side projects. And over the last little while, I've just been working towards like I want to just buy my own infrastructure and like run my own stuff, but and it feels like Hetzner in my mind is just like weaning myself off of the
Yeah.
sort of like sugary, very easy stuff
How low
and just
level
like
is it? How low, like, what do they make you do?
I mean it's just like at the end of the day, it's like they give you you get an SSH key, you like SSH into a VM. So it's like not functionally different from AWS.
Mhm. Oh, oh no, we've maybe lost Nate. If anybody in the chat can confirm my diagnosis, um, he's off on video. Uh, oh, he might be. Is he back?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Okay, if anybody in
Okay.
the chat can confirm that all is well, all looks well on my end, but as we learned earlier, that doesn't always mean all is well. Confirmed at this minute. Thank you, Stoat Mom. Is Stoat is that mom of the guest?
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
awesome. Is cool. Okay, let's keep talking about Hertzner.
Yeah, but
It's like yeah,
it's basically in my mind whether or not that's a reasonable sort of arc. It's just sort of like, okay, I just want a very simple service that will give me like a server, and I can maybe ask for more
yeah,
like resources, and then someday just like give me a very clear idea of what I'm going to purchase physically,
yeah.
and just sort of like boil down my deployment patterns such that I can like at least think about how I would do it locally.
Yeah, so this is sort of giving you a sense of like you can all like yeah, like coming from Cloudflare or AWS, I wouldn't know where to begin if I was going to then go buy my own hardware, which would be way too much rich for my blood. But this is like a step towards that and gives you sort of a yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. Um, can I ask your LLM usage? You commented on a blog of mine about Claude skills. What do you use? And since like the Chat GPT moment, like how has your use evolved? And what's your what do you how do you code in 2026?
So in 2026, I use Claude Code most of the time. Sometimes I'll use Codex for certain types of deep think problems.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll use Codex to review Claude Code's work.
Ooh.
Um,
Is
but
Codex similar to Claude? I've only used Codex, and this was a long time ago. Is it a similar like terminal interface?
yeah, OpenAI is horrendous at naming things, but
Yeah,
they have a CLI much like Claude Code that's called Codex, and they just recently have like a whole like application that's called Codex as well. And originally Codex was like their model name, and then it was like agent in the cloud name, but I meant Codex the CLI. And so that it's basically the same form as Claude Code, and it just happens to be like a little bit I guess more thorough with certain types of problem solving.
hmm
um, but going back, like I was just like I think most people, like using ChatGPT in the browser and like copying code back and forth for a little bit, and
yeah,
then like I worked on several agentic frameworks for um, doing programmatic stuff, like before they had um, like APIs like Devin, for example, or these.
yeah.
I worked on a lot of while loops
And
where
was that
you,
around? Because Devin was interesting. Because when Devin came out, I remember that video was crazy, but then it kind of felt too early. But
yeah,
looking back, it's almost like some of those ideas were in place. So was that around the era, and you were kind of rolling it yourself?
yep,
Yeah.
definitely. Like we were, I mean, so our day job, like I work on Prefect, which is like you define a graph of Python functions that um, maybe you want to like retry some subset of the graph, and like the graph
Yeah.
might be like enriching data or going to grab data and do some ML on it or something. And it's like a lot of these very manual tasks or parts of this graph that represent someone's data transfer stuff, you could
Mhm.
imagine replacing little pieces of it with an LLM. So we were always very
Oh,
interested in
interesting.
like defining a while loop that could sort of incrementally eat parts of this graph for people, depending on what they're doing.
And then did you notice that like did you notice a rising tide of the models got better and you could do things, or like what was that like?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I would say around. Um, I know a lot of people were found GPT-5 like lackluster, but I'll say like just generally in that era, like for example, we had a Slack bot that was powered by different models, and when I switched it to GPT-5, it just got like 2 or 3 times better. And like
Interesting. Yeah.
obviously it how well it did was a function of like how well I did like retrieval augmented generation and all that stuff. But like it just spent more time thinking, and I think that's like the reasoning models or like the test time
Test
compute
time,
that
yeah,
people
test
talk.
time compute. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that inclusion definitely made it more viable for a lot of the more complicated things that like maybe it's a lot of stuff you need to know is not in the weights. It's like
Mhm.
it depends on some like discovery that it needs to do to get the right context and stuff.
I was reflecting on how when MCP came out a year ago, you would ask Claude about MCP and it wouldn't know what you were talking about, even though like it was Anthropic. Yeah, but
It was
yeah,
like Minecraft, like
yeah, yeah. It was
corn
yeah, yeah,
protocol or something.
yeah. It
Yeah.
literally would do that, and that was only a year ago. Yeah, they've gotten much better at like being directional. Okay, it is 6:21, so we're gonna. I I need to, my OBS setup is so lacking. I need like effects and like different stuff. But
All good.
lightning round. So so this way this is gonna work, Nate, is and also if people have questions to throw in the chat, go for that as well. If we have time at the end, we can do that. Um, uh, and so lightning round, try to answer quick. You can also pass. You can also pass some of this. I might try to clip some of this and put it on like short form. Like
Sure.
what's the
Like
feed?
shorts.
Yeah, isn't there an app proto one? What's it called? Sky?
Oh,
No,
Skylight or
Skylight. Yeah, maybe some of these little maybe
Spark.
this will yeah maybe this will go there. But all right, so we'll just start. You can have for the rest of your life, your computer is going to have a line through the screen or one key that's a little bit sticky. Which do you pick?
Key that's sticky.
Um, fuck Mary Kill, Mac, Linux, Windows.
Oh, fuck Linux, marry Mac, kill Windows.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. Um, uh, Name one deprecated or defunct social web experience that if you could wave a magic wand and bring it back, you would bring it back.
Oh, um,
Lightning round, lightning round.
AOL.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. Okay, I cyberstalked you a little bit. So on November 21st, 2024, what happened to you?
Oh,
Someone
I've.
someone quote tweeted you.
Was that
Someone
Andre
notable.
Karpathy?
Oh, did he also quote tweet you?
No, that was in 2023. I have no idea what happened in 2024.
Simon Willison quote tweeted you.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
yeah,
like
yeah,
him.
okay.
How
About
does it
UV.
feel to get quote tweeted by Karpathy or Simon Willison or someone like that? The emotion.
It's
What's the
definitely
emotional
exciting in
journey?
some like superficial vein sense,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Nice. There's a fire on Blue Sky, and you can only take 3 apps or lexicons. And there's a fire, so you have to hurry.
Oh,
Come on, it's a
um,
fire. You're not going to make it
Stream
up.
Place, Blue Sky itself, and
No,
Tangled.
don't. Not Blue Sky itself. Don't. That doesn't count.
Okay,
Two
Stream
more.
Place, Tangled, and oh no, what is the last one?
I like those two. That you can rebuild. Tangled, you can rebuild the world. That's a good one. One more. Lightning round. Quick.
Oh man, I'll go just go with Player FM because I can't think of one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love it. You're from Chicago, right?
Yep.
What's your pizza? Chicago, New York, Detroit.
I mean, New York, I hear has the best, but Tavern Style from Chicago is pretty good as well.
Do you have a Chicago piece of recommendation that you give to like tourists?
For tourists, if they want deep dish, go to Pequod's.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Oh, good. Cubs or White Sox?
Cubs.
Nice. If it hadn't been Player FM, what would it have been called? Did you look at any other domains?
Yeah, Relay. But then I was like, there's already a primitive called Relay, and I was like, they shouldn't
Oh
do
yeah.
that.
I heard an interview with a Google engineer whose last name was GoTo, and apparently he like broke all the systems.
That's funny.
Wait, it would have been Relay. Would have been a Relay FM.
Yeah, but that was taken.
Ah, okay. How many domains do you own?
Oh man, like
You
probably
can
like
always
15.
pass. 15?
Like
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice, nice. Um, do all so did you study physics? You studied physics in school?
chemical engineering and physics.
Okay. Do all physicists become software engineers? Is that or is it just me? Like what do you do if you study physics and you don't become a software engineer?
You always have to write like some code as a part of your physics undergrad, at least, and
Yeah.
definitely like PhD stuff if it's computational stuff. But yeah, I think it's just like there's black boxes with properties, and then they have relationships between each other, and it's like okay, that's kind of programming, and it's kind of also
Yeah, you're like
physics.
already 90% of the way there. Nice. What's a word you have trouble spelling?
Maintenance.
That's a yeah.
I always
Um,
just like put A's or
yeah.
I's where they shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's I can't. I don't think I can. Yeah, I definitely misspelled maintenance in my life. Um, Historical figure that you think would have really liked at Proto.
Richard Feynman.
Oh yeah, he because he was like yeah yeah yeah. Uh, do you want to shout out any open social things not at Proto that you like or
I think that I kind of got into open social through at Proto, and I like have done not nearly enough due diligence about the prior art, like Mastodon and
no
ActivityPub
yeah
and
yeah
stuff.
yeah.
I've just fully gone into at Proto because I think it's cool.
This was a test question and you just passed. Yeah,
Nice.
that's the right answer. Um, okay, this is going to be a weird one. For one day, you have to. This is a would you rather. Would you rather have a 5 gallon bucket on your head for the whole day, or two 5 gallon buckets on each foot, and you have to just kind of like all day you have to keep them on your feet, and if you have it on your head you can kind of like you can see a little bit under the bucket. um,
I would say I'd put them on my feet, and then I just make it like a. I just go through the backlog of issues and just like sit down and
you
just
just
like work on all my issues.
you just code. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, nice. I think that's the right answer. That's what I would do too. And then that was the last one. Was there one more? Oh, anything that recently made you like really laugh?
Oh man, I laugh at really dumb things all the time. Um, there's an account called Ferret every hour on Blue Sky,
Oh,
um,
it's all right.
and I think like one out of every three of those just like make me laugh for some reason.
Okay. We'll check it out and we'll put it in the notes. Okay, it's 6:27. That's all the questions I have. Nate, you were the best with all the technical hiccups. And you also do lots of things. I didn't even get to all the different stuff. Pub search, choral, all the stuff you've done. You're prolific. Everybody should check you out. And you also are organizing the thing on Sundays. And thank
Yep.
you for doing that for the community. And yeah, that's all I have. Did I miss anything? Are we
No, yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for
Yeah,
organizing this,
of
and
course.
definitely like if anyone is watching and wants to come on Sundays, like come along. Just talk
Yeah,
about at proto stuff.
yeah. Cool. All right, we don't have any questions. Yeah. Oh, Ferret every hour. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it two names? Brad Esty. Thank you. Ferret every hour. Ferret every hour is going to be like, why did three people follow me? And it's because of this. Yeah. Okay. So that was perfect. And so now I think without further ado, I'm going to stop the stream and then this will be archived and I'll share it when I do a half hour clip and then maybe some short clips as well. Yeah.
Sweet, that sounds great.
Thank you for learning alongside me, and thank you everyone for being the in person. It really is appreciated, especially for for the additional technical support from the guests as well. Yeah. All right. See
Sweet.
you, Nate.
See ya.